The GSD's Damon Bossino met with several people who were living in what he describes as deplorable conditions. He says many are elderly and have given a lifetime of service to Gibraltar. Action for Housing Committee member Zora El Garbawi showed members of the GSD the conditions some were living in.
Well, these people, they fix, they paint, they try to make it nice and clean. Mom, the one, she's the tenant.
How long has it been here for?
He said 50 years in
Gibraltar. And in this place.
And this place. You live here 50 in this place?
The committee's Henry Pina also highlighted how many had experienced little or no movement on the housing waiting lists.
The gentleman who lives here has been living here for the past 20 years or more. He applied for housing in 2014, so he's been on the waiting list for the past 8 years, and he's 78 years old.
The GSD's Damon Bossino says he saw people living in cramped and humid third world conditions. He describes this as disgraceful and inhumane.
For us, it's been a lesson, quite frankly, in humility to see how these people live in the absolute squalor. Gibraltar cannot boast to be, such a powerhouse in terms of its economic performance, as many politicians say that we are, and then to have people like this, Gibraltarians, living in these conditions.
Damon Bossino says the GSD is aware of the pressures landlords face too, as they cannot improve living conditions on the very low statutory rents their tenants pay. But many of these tenants, he says, cannot afford to pay much more in rent, as they survive on very low government pensions.
350.
But he says it is up to the government to act and show leadership in this area. The visits by Damon Bossino and the leader of the opposition are part of Action for Housing's ongoing campaign to shine the spotlight on the issues affecting many in our community.
I think it's important for politicians, for all hues, to see how the underprivileged live in Gibraltar, so that they are conscious of their needs and what needs to be done in the future in order to improve their housing situations.
Damon Bossino says the cycle needs to be broken, and that if in government, the GSD would apply imaginative measures to resolve these issues in order to raise these people out of the poor conditions they're living in.